Acha, I had to ask, have just want to make sure, have we studied the topic of strategic segmentation as a chapter? If we haven't, then we will be doing that today. Otherwise, we'll be talking about advertising strategies and other things. Also, I am hosting a case study on Google Classroom for you to go through. Computers hanging a bit. Have we studied segmentation? Please, anyone? So, who is Lenovo? Please
No, sir.
share your name. No. You have not. Okay. Who is Lenovo? Please. Okay. Uh, Try to come with your own name next time. So, I guess this is it. Not many people are here, which is not good, especially because I'm going to put up a quiz. So I'm going to do that. We have 5 people in so far. Let's wait a couple of minutes and then we'll start. We have 6 people. Video is shaking. Ah, the last lecture, yeah, the last lecture actually somehow, I don't know, the file got corrupted. Although it's about 300 MBs and still it got, matlab, I have the file with me, but it's not opening. Maybe I'll share it with you guys. I'll upload it on Google Classroom. I'll upload the whole file. Maybe any of you might be able to open it with some kind of software and then let me know. I'll do that. I recorded it all, but somehow it's not opening. Anyway, we'll look into that. So let's start the lecture for today. And let's um, let's first talk about segmentation. I've posted a quiz on Google Classroom, and you will be able to attempt that quiz. I have given time till 10 p.m. tonight to do that quiz. So you can do it as soon as this lecture is done. It will be a very simple quiz for those who have attended who are here, and it will be very hard for those who have not. So just making sure that everybody is here. Anyway, so let's start. Our topic for today is going to be segmentation, strategic segmentation. The first thing that we need to understand about segmentation is the thing that in the first place, why do we need to have segmentation? Why do we need to segment a target market? Why do we need to have a target market? Why not go for the whole population? And the answer is that we need to have uh, we cannot go for any kind of we cannot have any product or service that actually sells to everybody. It's not possible. Now the question is, why is it not possible? It's not possible because number one, people have their own preferences. So not everybody likes the same thing. Number two, they have different purchasing power, which means some people have better purchasing power than others. So even then, the argument can be that you can come up with a product that is so cheap that anyone can afford it, and the rich and poor both can buy it. But here's the problem: the things that are bought by the poor must be so cost effective that only that the poor can buy them. They must be so with least price that they can buy them. But if it is very cost effective, then the rich will not be interested in buying it. For example, if you have the ability to buy a motorcycle or a car, and I ask you to buy a bicycle to go from your home to the university, you will not be interested because you have better purchasing power. So you would not go for that. So you will not be a part of that target market. While the same bicycle can be pretty much a luxury for anyone who is below the poverty line. So it's not possible for us to have a product that is made for everybody. And even if we could, we will not want that, because even if we could come up with something can that can satisfy everybody's choices and preferences, and even if it is cost effective, even if it does not have any marginal cost. For example, um, There are things that do not have any marginal cost. For example, this lecture right now, I all the cost that I incurred in making this online lecture has already been. I needed a laptop, and I needed an earphone. I needed an internet connection. I needed a power system to make this laptop keep running, and all of this, and obviously the investment in my own knowledge. So once I've done that, it doesn't matter if one person sees it or 1 million people see it. So instead of taking, for example, uh, $100 from one person for a course, I take $1 from 1 million people and I share that. That is still possible. But again, I would not want that. Why not? Because I would not want to share my premium product with those people who cannot afford it, who are not its target market, because then when they have to repurchase my product, they would still expect it to be free. They will not give me any premium value. So our product has to be designed to everybody's preferences, and if it is not their preference, they are not our target market. So we need to have some target markets, or rather than that, we can say we must have some target groups that are part of a target market. Now, when we are saying these are two different words, target market and target groups. Now, why do we have two different terms? First, we have to understand what a target market is. So, the answer is that whenever we are going for a portion of the population, not the whole population, we are dividing it into groups, and then we are going to target these groups, these markets, the whole market, and then we have to target these specific markets. So when we are dividing them using segmentation, we have to see if they are matching our criteria. And what is the criteria of selecting a particular target market? The first criteria is that our target market should be accessible. Now, this is a very simple principles of marketing course kind of lecture right now, but you have to actually use it in a strategic way. When I'm saying accessible, it means that I should be looking at access from all different perspectives. First of all, the geographic access. Secondly, I should look at the legal access, and then I should also look at the financial access, which means how people are going to pay for my product. For example, it's pretty easy to sell something close to a physical place where people can come and they pay with cash. For example, a restaurant, they come and they pay with cash, or they come and pay with their credit cards. You have a machine, they pay with your credit card. The geographic access is there, the financial access is there, the legal access is there. But what if I am selling this online lecture? It's a good example. If I have this online lecture, I have a much better access, a global access to a huge market. But at the same time, I might not have financial access, which means people will not be able to pay me cash. Instead, they would go for some other kind of financial transaction. For example, paying through some other. Excuse me, who is PC? Please tell me what your name is. This new person? What's your name? Okay, if you're not going to say anything that, mm, I'm sorry. Uh, okay. So, they will have they will not have financial access by giving me able to give me cash, but they will have to use some other way like PayPal or direct transaction into my bank account or Patreon or some Payoneer or any other way, or even locally we have this Easy Paisa or a very different kind of currency like Bitcoin. All of these would be possible, but still the financial access would be different from that of a restaurant. We have to not just look at today's financial access, but we have to look into the future. For example, while this coronavirus has impacted our lives in many ways, one of the ways it has impacted us is that it has changed the way we look at economy. A lot of businesses would be considering shifting to paperless money, maybe plastic money or maybe digital money. When we say plastic money, it means the credit cards, and the digital money means that it's online, it's in bank accounts or in cryptocurrency or any other way. So people will be looking to shift their financial transactions from cash to other means to avoid this kind of scenario in which the cash, the paper itself, has become a problem because the paper can take the virus from one place to another. So the problem is here is that um, we have to look and far into the future when we are thinking about access. Should we go for a target market that we can go for easily with our current resources, or should we reach for a target market that we will have an access in the future? And we should look far into the future, not just 1 year or 3 years or 5 years, but more than that, 10 years or 20 years down the road. How will we access these people? For example, if I think of opening a school, and I think that I should open a school, and I will open it in a certain geographical area. So the target market will be the people living, for example, in a 5 kilometer radius or 3 kilometer radius from that geographical region from that school. But if I have to expand my school, let's say 5 years down the road, then where will I choose another target market, or will I open another branch near the same one? If I open it another market, then how will I go? What will be the new target market? So I will have to think what kind of uh, product that I'm going to offer. If I'm going to be very specific with my product and it is only catered for that target market, I will not be able to expand my access in the future. So it should be generic enough so that I can expand it while keeping the preferences of the people the priority. So, but it should be flexible enough so that I can, for example, if I open a school in Gulshan Airbaz, then I should be able to copy that model and open it in PACHS. If I am not able to do so, then I will not be able to expand. So the first thing was the access, the physical access, and then the legal access. Legal access, what do you mean by legal access? For example, if I am exporting products from Pakistan, I will not, and if I have a demand of products from, let's say, Israel, I will not be able to export anything from here because legally our country does not recognize Israel as a country. So if there is no such country as Israel, we cannot export anything to it. We should know that we don't have legal access. We might have geographical access or financial access, but we don't have legal access. Legal access also means that if we are certified or allowed, permitted to sell something. For example, not everybody can sell weaponry. We have to have legal access to certain target markets where we can sell weapons. Not everybody can be allowed to sell weapons. So that's called legal access, and we have to understand that we have to look far into the future to understand what kind of access will we have when we are going to expand. So that is the first thing, accessibility. The second thing is profitability, of course. It can be the first one as well. But profitability means that we are looking at the if the target market is profitable enough for us, and not just profitable today, but also profitable tomorrow, also profitable in the far future. For example, if I open a restaurant, I know that it's very likely to be working after 20 years because people will be still needing food to live. And they will be going out and they will be eating with other people, dining with other people, trying out new things and spending on these social gatherings. So, in one way or the other, we will be having restaurants. But on the other hand, if I say that I'm going to open a computer repair shop, so that computer repair shop that repairs these desktops used to use those desktop computer repairers who used to repair these desktops about 10 years ago. They used to have a large number of desktops coming in every day to be repaired, but that number has gone down today. So if they did not have this in mind that it was very profitable for them at that time, but it's not profitable anymore. The reason is that we have shifted to laptops and mobile phones. Now desktops are not that common. And even if they are there, then we have many other kinds of solutions that are now available, and we do those things by ourselves. We have these Windows installations, we have these new softwares already freely accessible to us that were not that easily accessible before, and therefore the profitability of the need of a computer repair shop has gone down. Therefore, the profitability has also gone down. So we have to think what target market should we go for? Is it going to be profitable in 10 years or not? So that is something that we need to consider. And then moving on to the third thing is sustainability. Now, what is sustainability? We have to understand that our target market needs to be sustainable. It needs to be there not just today but tomorrow. It's not like profitability, even though the same target market of the desktop computers is there, is present, is alive, it's working. Even they do have desktop computers, but they don't need those products or services anymore. So it's not that the target market is they are not there anymore, but their preferences have changed. But in sustainability, it might be so that the whole target market is not there anymore. It doesn't mean that it dies. It means that it changes. It uh, it does not have the need for that thing anymore, and it's bound to not have the thing. For example, if we open a university that only has bachelor's programs, then we know that whoever will graduate will not never come back because there is no need for that person to come back. If we do have master's program, then it might be possible that the person continues his or her studies and goes for the master program. So they will have an option to continue and repurchase from that university. So it's more sustainable this way. Also, sustainability means that there are certain demands that rise from certain opportunities. For example, when the coronavirus came in, there was a huge demand for masks, and these masks suddenly got from 5 rupees to at least about 50 rupees in no time. Now, if I am an investor and I think that, oh, this is a great opportunity, let's start a factory of masks. Let's produce them and then sell them at a very high price. We make them in 1 rupee and we sell them in 50. So it's a very good thing. Yes, it's very good if you had this factory when the coronavirus started. And but if you start making that factory today, you would probably be finished with making the factory and having the machines in about a time, in about a period in which the coronavirus would diminish by itself. And then the demand for those masks will go down again. And then the price of 5 rupees will again be the equilibrium price where the supply and demand will be there. So, if that is so, then it means that then it's not a sustainable demand. We need to have a sustainable demand. We need to have a demand that's there today and tomorrow. It's not dependent on some event or some situation or some external thing that's not in our control. So when we combine these three things, the accessibility, profitability, and sustainability, then we can see that whatever group, whatever target, whatever part of the population is accessible, is profitable, and is sustainable, then we can consider that our target market. And it's not necessary and usually not so that we'd have one target market. We usually have many target markets. And even in those target markets, we might have different target groups. For example, if I say what is the target market of Rio biscuits. So Rio biscuit is a cream biscuit sold by English biscuits manufacturers under the brand umbrella name of Peak Friends. And it's a cream biscuit. It has, I think, three main variants of chocolate and vanilla, and I think they have mango now as well. So they have these variants, and it's a cream biscuit. So you we know that a cream biscuit usually is preferred, is liked by children more than adults. Adults usually go for saltish or the egg-based biscuits that they can have with tea. But cream biscuits are preferred by children. So when we are talking about this, then these cream biscuits are the basic target market is children. But then what are target groups? So target groups are parts of target of the main target market that are different from others. That these are target. Now these target groups may be different because of the place of purchase, the where the target market is purchasing them. For example, the same children can buy these products from their general store or the bakery, and the same children can buy it from their school. But when they are buying it from the school, it has a different consumption pattern as compared to the bakery, because when they are going for the bakery, they have not really planned ahead if they are going to buy a biscuit. But when they are going to the canteen in their school, they are pretty much sure, they pretty much have a regular routine of buying the same products daily. And maybe if it's the biscuit, then they will have that daily. So the target group is different in a school. It's also possible that the target group is a bit different in demographics. For example, the children who are assisted by adults, or you can say the adults buy these biscuits for their children. Probably the less than 10-year-old children are the ones who are who for whom these for the adults buy these things. But the this it's part of the same target market, the children, but a different target group that can buy the biscuits from by themselves. Or we can have a different how we can say a different lifestyle in which biscuits are more popular than other things. So these are different target groups. Or let's take another example to understand target groups. Let's say we have a product called Ensure. Ensure by Abbott is a product that is a supplement. And whenever we think of Ensure, we think of sick people, ill people, people who need to recover from their illness. They need Ensure. Or people who are old and they need to keep themselves healthy, and they need some kind of supplement to compensate for the weakness caused by old age. So these are two different target groups because it's a supplement. It's for anybody who needs energy. It can be anybody who is chronically ill. It can be anybody who is ill as an acute disease. Number two, these are two different target groups. And old people who take it is another target group. And then old people who take it because a doctor prescribed them, another target group. Young people because some doctor described them, another target group. So all of these are different target groups within the same target market. So that's how we do it. And then we have to see how we are going to portray our product to these different target groups, how we are going to push our product. For example, when we are talking about the target market where the doctor prescribes these people, then we should be able to have many doctors on our board who will be agreeing with us that the supplement needs to be advised to these people. And while we should have a very good distribution to the pharmacies where the other target groups are going to buy that product, ensure. So we understand that these are different target groups, and then we have target markets. The target markets are decided by seeing the accessibility and uh, uh, the profitability and the sustainability. Next, we move on to this question that we know why we are segmenting our target market, but the question is more important question is how we are going to segment it. So there are many ways to do it. The first, the three common ways to used by almost everybody in marketing in all over the world. The three common ways to segment our market are the geographic segmentation, the demographic segmentation, and the psychographic segmentation. The geographic segmentation means that you divide the whole population by regions. For example, in Pakistan, we have different strata. From strata 1 to strata 5, we have different strata according to the purchasing power. Strata 1 means Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, the topmost purchasing areas. And strata 5 means the very small villages that have fewer houses than fewer than 20 houses, for example. They are the least with the least purchasing power. So from 1 to 5 we have the metropolitan cities, and then the smaller cities, and then the towns and the villages and the smaller villages. So why do we do that? We do that because geographic segmentation helps us to identify which of the products will be bought by our different strata. If we should sell our product, if we should distribute our product to a place, then we should understand that our target market exists there. We see that the range that we choose different for different target groups as well. For example, the same product like shampoo, it's if it has a 750 ml, a large range SKU, um, then it will probably sell in strata 1 or strata 2 in supermarkets, in places like that, while the same shampoo will have these 5-10 rupees sachets, and it will sell in the lowest of the neighborhoods, and probably go as low as strata 4, and they will sell there in these sachets, but they will not have the 750 or the 200 or the uh, 400 ml bottles there. They will just have these sachets. The different target group is divided by the geographic segmentation. So we divide them geographically, and hence we identify which of them are will be given a certain SKU. SKU means the stock keeping unit, the package of that thing. It can be the bottle or the plastic bag or anything. So this is called geographic segmentation, and then we have demographic segmentation, which means that we divide our target market according to our population, according to the age and gender and income, education and population. The age means that we divide them according to the different age brackets. It doesn't mean that we should say under 10 or over 80. These kinds of words are not possible in demographic segmentation. We need to have a bracket from 3 to 10, from 45 to 80. So we have to have these brackets. And then the same goes for income. We have to have these brackets. When we are talking about gender, we need to have a certain proportion that we expect people to our target market to be consisting of. For example, if I say that I'm going to I have any product, for example, mm, laptops, for example. So laptops are usually used in offices, and the work place ratio of office workers in Pakistan are is such that usually we see about quarter of the workforce is women. So if I am talking about laptop, we would probably have a 75% to a 25% ratio, 75% males and 25% females. While if we take another product, for example, cosmetics are used by men like creams and other face washes or shampoos. Shampoo is not really cosmetic, but comes under personal care. So all of these things are used by women more than men, much more than men. Even the same shampoo is used, even if men and women are using the same shampoo and the same, they will not have the same consumption volume because of their hair. So they are different, even if they are, one woman versus one man, but the consumption will be very different for them. So we understand that these different target groups can be identified by their age and their gender and their income and education. Now, why does income matter? Obviously, the higher purchasing power people will be given a different product. They will not be given the same product as the lower purchasing power people. We can see this. A good example can be Unilever that sells different tea brands. It has one of these tea brand is Lipton, and another is Supreme, and another is A1. So Lipton and A1 are different teas from the same company selling to different people and from different purchasing power areas or different, just simply different income groups people. Just like that, Unilever sells detergents, for example, Surf Excel and Rin. So Rin is quite inexpensive as compared to Surf Excel. Probably Surf Excel is at least twice as expensive as Rin, but it's the same company. Sunlight is again from the same company, much less expensive than Surf Excel. So the same company is selling different products to different target markets based on their income differences. And then we have education difference. Uh, obviously, that the what was I saying? I'm sorry, I just looked at the chat. Um, Ask her to use her Maju ID. Probably that's the problem. She's not using a Maju ID. So do that. Anyway, we were talking about, yeah, the detergent. So we have different on the basis of income and then education. For example, the same people who are um, educated can be will use certain products than uneducated people will not be using. They will not have the same uh, um, understanding, comprehension, all of these things, and they will not be buying the same products, looking at the same advertisements. All of these things will be different, and occupation as well. We can see that, for example, people who are laborers, they need to have protection for themselves, for their physical well-beings, while they will not have these problems of backaches, and they will not be needing things for their eyes. But people using computers all the time, they will have these backaches, they will have dry eyes, but they will not have the same problems that these laborers have. Occupation will also have an effect on the types of products that we buy. And then we have psychographics, which means the lifestyle. Psychographic segmentation means lifestyle segmentation, which means that we take the lifestyle of a target group. We understand how they live, what they do, how they when they wake up, what they have in their breakfast, how they live their whole day, what transport they use, what kind of food they have, when they have it, how frequently do they change it. All of these things are the lifestyle. For example, if there is a target group, there's a restaurant, so a restaurant will have a certain target group of people who have come to that restaurant for the first time. And then it will also have a different target group for people who come there regularly every month or even sometimes every week. Or there will be some restaurants where people come daily. They go to the office, there is a restaurant there, they go every single day to have lunch there. So they are very regular people. So these are different lifestyles, and this results in different target groups. So when we are thinking strategically, we need to understand how the lifestyles of people are changing. For example, right now we see that even though a lot of restaurants are still opening up in Karachi, but we can also see the change that we used to see one or two food panda riders when we went out about 1 year back. But now, if you go around, not these days, but before the virus started, you could see that in every restaurant, you would see at least five or six food panda bikers there waiting to take their food to deliver to somebody. So that's changing. The lifestyles are changing. So the point is, if I want to open a restaurant today, I should see far ahead, 5 years from now, what would the situation be looking like? Should I open a restaurant with a physical location, or should I open it with a model that is suited to food delivery more than the physical space? So these kinds of questions, these kinds of strategies are to be addressed when we are looking at far ahead, looking at the lifestyles and changing lifestyles of people. And then we have benefit segmentation. Now, benefit segmentation means that these kind of segmentation. Now, we've gone past the first three kinds of segmentation, and these are the common ones. Usually, they are used by most people. But we have these advanced, you can say, advanced segmentation techniques that we can use on top of these regular common segmentation techniques. And the first one is benefit segmentation. Benefit segmentation means that you are uh, going to divide the whole population according to what benefit they perceive to get from a particular product. For example, if I am buying a shampoo, it might be because I would like to buy that shampoo for to just clean my hair, or I want them because I have dandruff, or I want it because I want shiny black hair, or I want my hair to be stronger, or I want to have less hair fall. All of these are different benefits that I seek from a shampoo. So if I'm talking about, for example, Head and Shoulders, so Head and Shoulders would be going for a benefit segmentation before it goes for demographic or geographic segmentation, which means that it's going to target anybody who is looking for an anti-dandruff shampoo, who lives anywhere in the world, no matter what their purchasing power is, no matter how educated they are. If hair has dandruff, they would want to have Head and Shoulders, and that is benefit segmentation. And after benefit segmentation, then they will go for demographic and geographic segmentation to find out where the people will want to buy this product more than others, or in which range they will buy it, in which SKU they will buy it, that's a different question. But the first one is that if they want to have the same benefit, hair dandruff removal, then they will want to go for this product. So that is what we mean by benefit segmentation. Then we have usage-based segmentation. Now, usage-based segmentation means that we divide our population according to how they are using or how frequently they are using a certain product. How they are using, the way of use, and also how frequently. How frequently means that there are some light users or heavy users or frequent users or irregular users of any product. For example, take a simple product like tea. So some people will have, if we take a median, we will probably see that the average, not a median, the average that people, the tea drinkers have is about 1.25, um, 1.25 or 1.5 cups of tea every day. But there will be people who have 3 cups, or if they are accountants, probably 10 cups a day, or if they work in a government organization, 15 cups a day. And then uh, and when we see these other people who are probably younger, we see that even though they have tea, but they have tea only about once in a week. So very light users as compared to the heavy ones. So different target markets or different target groups. We can also have this according to the way of use, how we are using a certain product. For example, we have, if you see that Surf Excel is a product that has Surf Excel Matic and Surf Excel front load and Surf Excel um, top load. So we have these different variants by Surf Excel. Why do we have them? Because Surf Excel has different products according to how you are using it. If you are using it with your washing with your hand, then there's the regular Surf Excel, and if you're washing it at a machine, then you have the Matic, and if you are washing it with the top load, which are the regular machines that we have in our homes, that's the top load machines. Then that there's another detergent variant for that, and if you are using it in a laundry, that usually has this front load, then the detergent is different for that. Different kinds of ranges and SKUs and variants for different target groups using the product in a different way. Similarly, we can have the same cold drink. You can have it directly. You can just open it and have it, or you can put a straw in it, or you can pour it in a glass and then have it, or you can pour it in some disposable glass and then have it. So all of these are different ways of having the same product, using or consuming the same product. So way of use is one thing, how frequently you are using is another. Usage-based segments, so should you divide these segments into different target groups according to how they are using it. And also you keep an eye on if they are changing their ways. If they are changing their ways, for example, you would probably notice that we rarely ever see anybody having these regular bottles that are made of glass today. And when we are talking about soft drink, we only see these drinks in probably weddings only. We don't see them usually in the neighborhood or in canteens, because we have the plastic substitutes, or we have these paper cups, or so we have these different products now as compared to the regular bottles. So so things have changed. So we have to understand what will be the next thing if this plastic products, these plastic products will be banned 3 years from now, then what should be the next SKU for these soft drinks? What will we do then? So we should look ahead, not just today how people are doing it, but look ahead and think beforehand and strategize what kind of segmentation should we go for. And then we have behavioral segmentation. Behavioral segmentation means that we divide the population according to different ways that they behave in certain situations. For example, we see that we can say the people um, who buy mithai on occasions. Now that's a certain behavior, and it's on only on occasions. While some people buy mithai every now and then, they have this mithai, they have a habit of buying mithai every week. But there are others who only buy mithai on a certain occasion. If it's Eid or a wedding, only then they will buy it. So these are different behaviors, and according to these behaviors, they identify different target groups. And then we have some special segmentation techniques used by some companies. Unilever was a company is a company that came up with some different, very different kind of segmentation techniques. So Unilever actually started these techniques. For example, it started attitudinal segmentation, which is different from benefit segmentation because they measure the attitude of people and they see if people have certain inclination towards something. This is particularly useful when we are talking about products that are sold online, for example, or they have some influence that is not just on the physical level, because we can observe the behavior of people when we are talking about physical products, but we can only measure the attitude of people when we are talking about things that are not physical, like seeing an advertisement or seeing a YouTube video or purchasing a product online. All of these things are different when we are talking about the attitude. So attitudinal segmentation is a different, an interesting kind of segmentation. And we have this volumetric segmentation. Volumetric is again very interesting because this is based on volumes. What happens is that whenever there is a certain volume of people doing anything, then Unilever just picks that up. For example, if anything happens and a large number of people are doing it, so that becomes a segment automatically. That's called volumetric segmentation, which means that, for example, if I say that suddenly we come to know that people are using um, tea um, to make a dessert, for example. We can use coffee to make a dessert, so we can also maybe use tea for a dessert. So when let's say we take up anything, let's take tea or coffee, whatever, and we see that there are a lot of people who are using it to make dessert, and the number increases to a certain level, the volume is there. So we make a special kind of tea just for those desserts, a special kind of coffee just for to make those desserts. And that's called volumetric segmentation because it actually sees if there is a big volume of people who are doing anything, and then it makes them a segment. So that's called volumetric segmentation. Um, these kinds of segmentation are used very rarely by people, but because they require a large um, amount of market research and also very keen observation, continuous observation of the target groups all the time with dedicated market research agencies and a very dedicated market research department working all the time to see these key insights that can help them to discover these target groups they haven't seen before. So these are the examples of segmentation. I have posted um, a case study on segmentation as well. You can see it and it will help you as well in the discussion that in the lecture that you just witnessed. You will related to that, you will see a particular quiz that I've uploaded, and you will be able to solve that quiz in no time. Actually, probably you will take less than 30 seconds or even 15 seconds to do it, so it's not much of a problem. I will upload this video as soon as it gets rendered, but usually takes about 6 hours to get rendered because these are big videos of 75 minutes. But I'll upload them once they are done, and then you can see them on YouTube as well. So that's it from now, and we will have, yeah, I wanted to tell you that we will have some physical sessions after our whenever the lockdown is over, and that will help us to revise everything that we've done so far. And also, if you have any problems or queries or anything, then we will do that then. And also, we are going to shift back to our original plan of these of those presentations, and we will have the presentations in that time as well. So going back to the presentations, the old formula, and I will be assigning you these presentations. You will upload your presentations on Google Classroom before uh, 30th of May. And if we have these classes before that, we will have the presentation before that. If it's closed till 30th May, then we will have our presentations after that. But you will make the presentations and upload them before 30th of May. So be ready for that. Be ready to check the assignments. I've also uploaded an assignment. You have about 7 days to do that. If you have any questions, you can ask me on Google Classroom. If you have any queries related to that assignment, you have to submit these assignments and quizzes on time. That quiz is only there for 2 hours from now. So be sure to attempt it immediately after this class. And the rest you can you can keep checking the Google Classroom and you will know what to do. So if you have any questions right now, you can ask me, or we can close the session and you can, well, not go to your home. You're probably already home, but you can do whatever you want to do then. So if you have any queries, any questions, any things to say, then you can ask me. Nobody has any questions? Everything was great.
सर
Yeah.
जो एटीट्यूडनल सेगमेंटेशन आपने बताया तो वो क्या साइकोग्राफिक सेगमेंटेशन में फॉल करता है या वो सेगमेंटेशन की अलग टाइप है?
नहीं, अलग टाइप है. It's a different segmentation. We have, let me just remind you again. Demographic segmentation, psychographic segmentation, geographic segmentation. These are the three common ones. And then we have benefit segmentation and usage-based segmentation and behavioral segmentation and attitudinal segmentation and volumetric segmentation,
वॉल्यूमेट्रिक
usage-based segmentation. So total of 9 we have discussed. There might be others as well. For example, some people say utilitarian segmentation is another one, but I haven't discussed that. So we have discussed nine. These are different. All of them are different from each other. Three of them are common, six of them are not so common.
सर ये क्विज कौन सा चैप्टर से होगा?
Quiz is already there related to the session that we just had.
ओके सर.
It's already uploaded. You can go to Google Classroom and
um,
attempt it.
सर क्विज क्विज आज के टॉपिक से है.
Yes.
ओके सर.
Anybody else? No other questions, so we'll call it
सर जो आपने असाइनमेंट अपडेट किए रिगार्डिंग द प्रोडक्ट स्ट्रेटजी, तो सर उसको थोड़ा ओवरव्यू देंगे कि आपने जो फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनी से रिलेटेड आपने कहा कोई प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन करनी है, सो
there
सर
is
वो
a
क्या.
video that I'm going to upload on related to product strategy. You can view it as well. I'll upload it inshallah today or tomorrow morning. I'll try to do it tonight. There is a full lecture on that. Even if then you have some queries, then you can ask me later. But first watch that video. It's going to be related on the product strategy, and one is also going to be related to strategic segmentation. So you have some extra material there to study as well.
ओके सर.
So we'll be meeting next time. Next time we probably Maghrib is going to be around 7:15 or so. So we will start our. I will try to start our lecture by 6:30, so we can get free before this. Still, if there is any change, right now it's 6:30. If there is any change, that then I will put it on Google Classroom. So try to be here by 6:30. Okay. So that's it
ओके
for
सर.
now. Thanks to
ओके
everybody.
सर.